I was born and raised in Oakland, California. Me and my family moved around a lot from a young age. A lot of partying in my family, a lot of dysfunction. But there was also love there. And that came from my mom, the best she could, single mother. One thing that happened when I was younger, I was about 8 years old, I was molested by my cousin. That caused a chain and effect of many different things, of really dark feelings of isolation, suppressing things, because I was too afraid to tell people. So fear was an early part of my life from those situations. I believe that when I started to wanting to be around people, wanting to be acknowledged, started seeing things with my brother, who was 1 year older than me, Thomas. Started really getting involved in a lot of gangs, things like that. I started getting into the wrong crowd. I eventually got into cocaine, selling drugs down in West Oakland. I just went for it, man. I kind of had this carefree attitude that I just didn't care. That landed me eventually in jail at about the age of 20. Went back home to Oakland. Crack cocaine was just a big use in my life. I've come to learn now is to call it an addiction. It's what I wanted to do because it would suppress all the things that I was going through. I did things that I wouldn't have thought that I would do to take care of my habit. I mean, you're talking about there's many things and not proud of. Around 2000, I was sleeping under a school, getting high, and I remember one night I was just tired. I was just like, you know what? I want to give God a try because I've done everything else and have not given him an opportunity. I had a peace for a little while, but then I wasn't at peace. I was still living. I was still doing things. I started gambling, gambled everything away, and eventually one night I just said, you know what? Danged if I do, danged if I don't. And I went downtown San Diego, bought a bunch of 40 ounces, bought some crack, and started the downward spiral again. I remember going to San Francisco, and I remember going to buy me some drugs, and I saw things taking place about a month prior, how there was some differences, how I just felt that the Lord was speaking to my heart, massaging me, just telling me, I love you. This is not who you are. This is not what I have for you. I woke up in that hotel room, and as clear as I'm talking, but as sweet as this voice was, told me, are you done? And I remember saying, yeah, I'm done. And I just said, okay, Lord, now what? I found out I had a daughter about maybe 2 years after she was born. There was a lot of fear, what kind of father I would be. We would talk on the phone on occasion, not a whole lot because, again, I was in my addiction. And my daughter had already set up prior for me to want to come and move back to South Carolina because she said, Daddy, it's time for you to come home. Now, that's not my home, but I know what she meant. You got me here and you got 2 grandsons, and they need you as I do. But I knew whatever went this direction I was going now, it couldn't be for anybody but God, because I had to let him take my life the way he was going to take it. Now at church, I volunteer. I just love being a part of watching others come to Christ. I get the opportunity to see somebody else come in and say, can you show me? And I get to tell them, yes. Yes, I can show you. And it's not easy every day. But that's the part I love about God, because I don't have to do it by myself anymore.